What has 2019 got in store for the podcast? Hello, Happy New Year, and welcome to this week's Urgent Bite, brought to you by the Royal New Zealand College of Urgent Care. My name is Guy Melrose, and today I want to talk about what you can expect from the podcast going forwards into 2019. We started the podcasts with 4 goals: to provide urgent care relevant CME for our college members, to create a platform for stimulating and facilitating peer learning and discussion, to develop learning opportunities with the many different medical groups with which urgent care works on a daily basis, and finally to promote the Royal New Zealand College of Urgent Care and its fellowship training opportunities to the medical world, both here in New Zealand and around the globe. So since September, we have released weekly podcasts which have aimed at meeting these goals. The monthly podcast at the end of the month has featured interviews with specialists and has provided the main CME content. The discussions with Dr. Dave Sorrell afterwards ensure we always view things through an urgent care lens. The weekly Urgent Bites have featured guidelines, recent papers, and brief talks on a topic, all intended to provide a little bite of information and to prompt further reading and peer discussion. We have spoken with a hand therapist, a physiotherapist, a professor of general practice, a sports physician, a nurse practitioner, and the National Coordinator for Forensic Medicine for New Zealand Police. In each case, we learned from their input, but it was also a chance to promote urgent care within these groups. We've also released a profile of urgent care physician Dr. Dinesh Dionarain, highlighting some of the opportunities and benefits a career in urgent care can bring you, which we hope might inspire doctors from all around the world to consider training with the Royal New Zealand College of Urgent Care. And to further highlight this, we caught up with 3 doctors based in Ireland who have been studying the urgent care course from the other side of the globe and travelled here to sit their exams. And then to cap off the year, we featured 12 Bites of Christmas, which I hope provided some seasonal bites of useful information over the holiday period. So in 2019, the plan is to continue with the weekly podcast schedule, and we hope to provide varied, entertaining and educational content. We have plans to involve a broad spectrum of healthcare providers, seeking answers to questions relevant to urgent care practice. We're going to be hearing from more of our urgent care fellows, presenting cases, co-hosting, discussing areas of personal interest like the history of medicine, or featuring in a profile interview. There are plans for podcast extras at various times throughout the year which, like the Irish interview, aims to provide relevant discussions on issues that affect urgent care. Our first planned extra will be a discussion on how advanced nurses can benefit an urgent care clinic. And we plan to introduce other little features throughout the year, like book reviews and recommendations, or reports from conferences and courses. And talking of conferences, this year the podcast will feature at the Goodfellow Symposium. We have lined up a fantastic speaker for a live on-stage podcast recording. We'll talk more about this nearer the time. So that is a brief glimpse at what 2019 has planned, but these podcasts are intended for you, the listener, so we welcome your input and ideas. If you have a specific area of medicine or a question or conundrum that you would like addressing, please let us know. If you know a speaker you think would be great to hear from, or if you yourselves would like to get involved as a speaker or co-host, then please let us know. Questions, suggestions, corrections, and feedback are vital for us to make sure we're producing something that is useful to the urgent care community, and the more of you we get involved, the better the podcast will be. So do please email podcast@rnzcuc.org.nz or go to the Facebook page and comment under a podcast post there. Do remember, a large number of our podcasts so far have been recorded over the internet, so distance is not a barrier to appearing on a podcast. So if you'd like to say something and get involved, just ask. Please also take the time to share the podcast with your medical colleagues. We can be listened to via our college website, most podcast apps including the Apple Podcasts and the Podbean app, on Spotify, via our Facebook page and also on the college YouTube page. So if you know someone who might enjoy and learn from the podcasts, there are plenty of simple options for them to find us. So I hope you all have a happy and prosperous 2019. We'll be back next week with another Urgent Bite. I look forward to seeing you all then, but for now, thanks for listening.